What's up, guys, or girls? How you guys doing? Welcome back to the Bankroll Builder series with me, Cody Arnold. We posted up yesterday for the first time in like 6 days or so. We went a while without having a session, and or that was 2 days ago. Anyway, I had a session yesterday. I played at school for a couple hours, and I played when I got home. It was a losing session. We lost 3 buy-ins. So on day 1, we established a rule that if you burn 3 buy-ins, it's good practice to call it a day. So I'm at school right now. I got a paper to write and stuff. But before I started that, I just wanted to get these hands out so that I could start playing again and not have clips build up. If you're new to the series, what we're doing is we did a minimum deposit on a site called Ignition of $20, and we are playing at 2 cent, 5 cent with a $5 buy-in until we have 30 buy-ins for the next level, which will be $300 to play at the $10 buy-in at 5 cent, 10 cent. And so that's what we're doing right now. Last episode we left off with 207.50. We went through 3 buy-ins on this negative session that we're going to go over hands from. So we're down to like 192 about. And obviously I called it a night last night, and I'm going to get a few hands in today. I think I'll just have I'll have the app open while I'm doing my paper and just play a little bit. So we'll get into some hands. You guys will get to see this losing session. I'm at school right now, recording this, and we'll go over these hands. All right. Okay, so first relevant hand, it's blind versus blind. He raised 15 cents pre. We call. We flop an open ender. He puts in a continuation bet, and we raise it. He's going to put the money in here, I believe, which is just like a crazy overbet. And if he does have a 6, then we have lots of outs. If he has a flush draw, then our king high might be good. So we just call. Really light call, not really a good call, honestly. I mean, just could have definitely picked better spots there. So we lose that one. Next relevant hand, we have pocket queens. We open. This guy raises us. He doesn't have very much behind, so we're just looking to get him in. And he has kings. We have queens. Insult to injury on the river. And that's that. So we lose that one as well. Here we have king jack of spades. We opened up in the cutoff, and we flop second pair with the best kicker other than the ace. So we're going to continue on this board. Hearts are out there. Obviously, he'll probably be coming along with an ace. Other just pairs that want to float one in position like 10s and 8s, 9s, things like this. So now we check it to him. We show weakness, and he puts in a bet. So we're going to call it. I mean, he could very well just have like queen, king here, 10, queen, just things that he floated with, and we've shown weakness, so he's putting in bets. But, there's just so much that we lose to, so we're going to have to just fold this one, and that's what we do. We make a fold. Next relevant hand, we have ace-jack of hearts. We are the pre-flop raisers. We 4x, got 2 callers. We flop top 2. Now there's a flush draw out there, some Broadway straightening cards, so we go ahead and we lead almost half pot here. We get a call, so this guy could have a flush draw, maybe a straight draw, maybe a ace with us, like a weaker ace. So we're going to continue for same betting style, half pot. Flush comes in, so if he was on a draw, like a straight draw, we're going to check it to him, give him the opportunity to bluff. And if he was on a flush draw, obviously he makes his flush, and we're in a check call mode. He was not on a flush draw, and he checks back. So he probably had a weak ace with us. And a lot of people will say we lost value there, but it's kind of a gross spot when you value bet and then he just puts all the chips in. I mean, I'd rather put in 60 cents. I mean, I'd rather not put in the 60 cents and call $1.20 than put in 60 cents and then have to call $4 beat, So here we have ace deuce of clubs. We open, we get re-raised. We're deep enough to play post flop with this guy, so we come along, ace on the flop. Obviously, if he has an ace, it's better than ours, and he'd probably be continuing on this flop. All other hands that raise like that, like kings, queens, jacks, are kind of shot now. So with that check back, I'm thinking he probably has kings or queens or jacks, some type of an overpair. I don't really think he has an ace with how this has been played out, and we checked a lot too, so it looks really weak. So we're gonna go for the overbet here and really target kings or queens in his ranges, because obviously we'd be chopping this up. So looks like I've realized it's a chop, so I put in an overbet just to hopefully take it down. And he's got a decision. I cut the clips out and sped it up for you guys. and he finally decides to call, probably just hoping for a chop there, but we take it down. So that was a good pot for us. Okay, next relevant hand, we flop a straight. This was I think it was a limp pot or just a min-raise pot, but we're 5-handed here and we're in early position, so we decided to just flat. We don't want to raise any alarms this early with our hand. So now a flush draw is in there as well. Obviously, anyone with a king, a 9, 2 pair hands, queen, king, this stuff will come along, and we have enough opponents where I'm comfortable putting in a large bet that I'll get at least one call. So we make it 70 cents, and player 4 comes along. So now the board pairs. Not too worried about it, but like I said, I really don't like getting check raised in these spots. So we check it to him. He puts in a good-sized bet, and we call. He had top pair with a redraw for the nut straight, so we win that one, take it down. Here we have pocket 9s. Limps around. We're in small blind. We are going to 7x. We make it 35 cents, and we get a few callers behind, so we're going 4-handed here. 9-10 queen on the flop, so we flop a set. Obviously, jacks will continue here. Queen will call me. Anyone with an ace of hearts in their hand will call me. And I have enough opponents where I'm comfortable putting in a large bet like this. So that's what we do. We put in half pot here, and 7 thinks about it for a little bit, and then he decides to make the call. So at this point, I can kind of put him on like maybe jack 10 with a jack of hearts, maybe an ace of hearts in his hand, because he did just check his position pre-flop. So I don't really put him on too strong of holdings. So we're going to continue here. At this point, now that we've been called, we really are hoping for a board pair just to make us feel better about our hand. So we check it over to him, and he puts in a really large bet, and I think we just have to call. And we do, and he had flopped the nuts, so that was pretty unfortunate. So here, we were the pre-flop raisers, and we flop an open-ended straight draw. I don't like that just call there. I kind of wish that we raised. I think it would have been a good spot to raise. So now he puts in 50 cents, just betting pretty small. Looks really weak to me. We miss our draws, so we're going to go ahead and make him have a decision here, but he snaps it off. He had aces, so we lose that one as well. In retrospect, I kind of wish that we went for a raise there on the flop, but we didn't, so here the button had, it was a limped pot, and the button had 5x'd. So we come along from the small blind for the 5x. This guy's been playing kind of funky. He bluffs a lot, so kind of taking that into account in this hand as well. I mean, obviously he definitely could have a hand, but a lot of the times in a limped pot with multiple players and a loose aggressive player on the button, 5x's, it's normally a steal play, but, you know, who knows? He could definitely have a hand. So we flop top pair here, and we check. Goes over to player 5. 2 diamonds on board, obviously a 7. He decides to put in 50 cents, so a little bit over half pot. And we just put in a min raise here just to see where we're at, kind of, and build the pot up a little bit. And also, a lot of people put in min raises when they don't believe someone, even if they don't have a hand. So he puts in 250 here. So really, I guess what he's trying to rep is like aces or kings. So goes check, check on the turn after the call. Ace comes out. It's a really good bluff card for him. A lot of draws got there. I don't know. I just kind of am a non-believer, and I call here. Really loose call on my part, but with previous history with this guy, I just kind of felt like he was making a move. So we take it down. He had 10 jack offsuit. What just happened? Hold on. Oh, this is the later session last night. So that was our last hand of the earlier session. We left, and now this is us playing last night. So queen 9 clubs, we open, get 2 callers behind, and we're going to put in a C bet of about a quarter pot here on the flop, the ace high flop. A lot of times people, when they call with like there's just a lot of hands that don't continue here, you know. Take it down a lot of the times. Obviously, if they have an ace, they'll call you. If they have two spades, they'll call you. Sixes probably fold. So you just fold out pretty much like everything other than the ace and spades with a continuation bet there. So now we pick up some equity and we check it to him. $1.50 in the pot. This is another misplayed hand, I think, if I remember correctly. So he puts in $1 here. I really like a check raise. I wish I had just made it like $2.50 maybe or $3 here, because if he doesn't have an ace, if he just has the spades, we're giving him a really bad price to draw, and it just looks really strong on our part. And even if he does have the ace, we're putting more money in and giving ourselves a better sized pot if we do hit our hand. So now we make a pair, we check it over to him, and we've played this hand pretty poorly, I think. So this could easily be a bluff by him, but it just looked really value-y to me. It's not a whole lot that we are beating, even, I don't know, I just didn't like it too much. And we fold. We add on and then we fold. So we'll never know. Next relevant hand is ace-queen of hearts. We are on the button. It was a limped pot, so we 8x. We make it 40 cents on the button. We get a call from the small blind. Small blind is usually a non-believer. Since we've been sitting here, he's been making a lot of heroes and stuff, and likes calling light. So pretty good flop for our hand, I'd have to say, with him calling out of the small blind. He leads it for 50 cents, so we come along. Now we pick up a heart draw to go, 2 overs and a heart draw, and we check there. I really don't know why we were playing this way. I really think we should have put in like $1.50 there, but we didn't, and he puts in $1. It just seems weird. I think ace high might be good, so we call. He's value betting his 4, so it's a pretty sick value bet, and he got me to call, so good on him. Next relevant hand, we have 6-3 of spades, limped around. We're in the small blind, so we make it 7x. I like to, like I've said in previous videos, I like to raise these little suited gappers up when I'm in early position and represent a really strong hand. That way, if the flop is high, I can easily rep strong hands on a high flop. And if it's a low flop, then I have a very hidden value hand. So this is kind of in the middle, right? It's just like a middling flop. So we're going to put in a c-bet here and just hope to take it down. Hopefully he has like, you know, king, queen or something and just decides he can't continue. So we put in 45 cents here, a little more than half pot. And he comes along. So now we have a double gutter. A 5 or an 8 will give us a straight. So if he doesn't have a flush draw, we have 8 outs right now, so we have about 18% chance to win the hand if he does have a pair on board. But even if he doesn't, we're obviously beat by everything because we have 6 high. So we put in a 75-cent bet here. This seems to me like what I was talking about earlier when people pick up flush draws and they check raise. Just seems like maybe he just has a flush draw now and is check raising it. So I decided to call and also bet if flush draws miss, even if I don't hit my hand, which is what I do to get flush draws to fold. And he did have a flush draw, but he had top pair as well. So he calls, and that wasn't a great play by us. And that's it. That was our 3 buy-ins that we lost yesterday. So we called it a day. That was our last hand. All right, guys, so that's the end of the episode. We are down to, I think, around like 192 or so. I'm going to go write this paper, and I'll play a little bit more, few sessions. And once I have enough footage to put up the next episode, I will do so. Thanks for joining us, guys. Enjoy your weekends, and we'll see you for next episode. Later.